Should you invest in gold? The reason we're talking about gold is because it's gone up quite a bit lately, which has led to media headlines and has led to follow-up questions and seeing if gold should be a part of your portfolio. And in today's video, we're going to look at how gold has done over the last 45 or so years. We're going to compare it to inflation, and then we're just going to compare it to the stock market and see how it's done. So let's kick off. So if we go back to 1980, so the beginning of 1980 gives us 45 years worth of history. Gold at the beginning of 1980 was worth $800 an ounce. Okay, fast forward to today, it is worth a little under $4,000 an ounce, depending on when you watch this video. So went from 800 to almost 4,000. That's an increase of almost 5 times or 500%. So that's gone up quite a bit, okay? Let's compare that to the CPI, or in other words, the inflation measure, and say, okay, where did that start? Well, in January of 1980, that started at 78. It's gone up to 324-ish, depending on, again, when you're watching this video, which means inflation has gone up a little over 4 times. And so here's good news. When you compare gold to inflation, gold at its current price has acted as a pretty good hedge against long-term inflation. And so it's done a better job owning gold than it has just putting dollar in your mattresses, because just having a US dollar is not a protection against inflation. As inflation goes up, the value of that dollar goes down. So gold has protected you from inflation. Now, the other question is, okay, it's protected us against your standard inflation. How does it compare to the stock market, to the US stock market? Well, let's go back to January of 1980. The S&P 500 was at 106 at the beginning of 1980. And today it is a little over 6,500 or under 7,000. And so that is an increase of around 60 plus times. So gold went up about 4 to 5 times. Inflation has gone up about 4 times. So it's done a great hedge there. However, when you compare it to investing in the stock market, with dividends, with earnings, where you're owning companies that are growing over time, the numbers become pretty clear. Gold can act as an inflation hedge. However, over long periods of time, it has not kept up with the market and it has not been close. And so when looking if gold belongs in your portfolio, this should give you a good indication of it. Really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And so, as I always say, more than anything, you should know what you own and you should know why you own it. I hope you found this helpful. And as always, thanks for investing your time with the Personal CFO.